Hello my dear student, welcome back to the online classes. Today we are going to studying about 2 deer. So one of the best topic for the second year students, written by Leo Tolstoy. So before the start of a topic, we'll go with the author. So just we'll know about the author. Leo Tolstoy, one of the great Russian author. Count Leo Tolstoy is a Russian writer. Who primarily wrote novels. He wrote novels and short stories. Okay. Tolstoy is a master of realistic fiction. Tolstoy is a master of realistic fiction and is widely considered as one of the world's greatest novelist. So one of the world's greatest novelist. What's mean by the fiction? Fiction means which is a story, imaginary story which we wrote. That is what? Fiction. So Tolstoy, also known as a master of realistic fiction, and is widely considered as one of the world's greatest novelist. So world's greatest novelist. He is best known for 2 long novels. So we are just knowing that his 2 long novels or his best works. War and Peace. First one is a War and Peace, written in 1869. And second one, Anna Karenina. So Anna Karenina, that is written in 1877. So his works, you can go with these remaining works of Leo Tolstoy's. So you can take the screenshot also. It's in your textbook. Not I'm going to explaining except your textbook, right? So everything is in your text. So now we'll go with the story. I think it's enough for the authors, about the author. Let us start the story. Leo Tolstoy's 2 deer. So the topic of 2 deer by Leo Tolstoy. So we are going to start now 2 deer. Near the borders of France and Italy. They are near the borders of France and Italy. On the shore of the Mediterranean Sea lies a teeny little kingdom called Monaco. Which is that the kingdom name? Monaco. So where it lies, the Monaco lies in that border of France and Italy. France and Italy. There is a teeny little kingdom. So it is Italy and this is what? France. There it is what? The shore of what? Sea. In the border of sea there lies a Monaco kingdom. So in between 2 countries, France and Italy, there small, teeny means a small little kingdom that is called the Monaco. Many a small country town can boast more inhabitants than this kingdom. For there are only about 7,000 of them all told. And if all the land in kingdom were divided, there would not be an acre for each inhabitant. Right? Here, in that small kingdom, small teeny kingdom of Monaco, overall, how many members or how many peoples were lived? Nearly 7,000. 7,000 peoples were lived in the Monaco kingdom. So, if the land divides for the 7,000 people, it can't comes and each acre ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬರಿಗೂ ಒಂದು ಎಕರಷ್ಟು ಕೂಡ ಭೂಮಿ ಬರಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. So it's the land also considers to the 7,000 acres. In the 7,000 acres, 7,000 peoples were live in that small teeny kingdom of Monaco. Right? In that small kingdom of Monaco divide, there would not be an acre for each inhabitants. ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬರಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಎಕರಷ್ಟು ಕೂಡ ಸಮ ಭೂಮಿ ಬರಲ್ಲ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಅಂದರೆ that is what the smallest kingdom, and there were the 7,000 people were live. But in this toy kingdom, there is a real kinglet. Here is a real kinglet. In a small toy kingdom, ಈ ಸಣ್ಣ ರಾಜ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಬ್ಬ ನಿಜವಾದ ರಾಜನಿದ್ದಾನೆ. And he has a palace. What do you have? Palace. ಅರಮನೆ ಇದೆ ಅವನಿಗೆ. And courtiers and ministries and bishops and generals and an army. So he have everything in that his kingdom. Bishops, generals, army, courtiers. What a small kingdom should have. That's everything should have in his king. Everything he have. Right? It is not a large army. The dodda army enu alla. Only the 60 men. How many members in army? 60. Right? 60 ಜನ ಸೈನಿಕರಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವರ ಆರ್ಮಿನಲ್ಲಿ. 60 men in all. But still, it is an army. ಆದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ ಅದು ಒಂದು ಆರ್ಮಿನೇ. 60 ಜನ ಇದ್ರೂ ಅಷ್ಟೇ, 6 ಜನ ಇದ್ರೂ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಆರ್ಮಿ means it's an army. There are also a tax. There are also a tax in this kingdom. In this kingdom means in his kingdom means kinglet's kingdom. There are the taxes also going to become applied as elsewhere. A tax on tobacco. On tobacco there is a tax. And on wine, tobacco, so which is you are going to become making smoke, tobacco, wine, and spirit tax, and poll taxes. These are the type of the tax which is going to become applied by the king of Monaco. What are the taxes of king is applying? So 1 marks question you have to recognize here: the poll tax, spirit tax, tobacco tax, and wine tax. So these are the taxes going to be applied for the people in that kingdom of Monaco. And how many members in his army? 60 members. For 1 mark question you must be a recall, right? And which shore of sea, that's Monaco kingdom, laid in the shore of Mediterranean Sea, right? Mediterranean Sea. For 1 marks question you must be focused on these topics. Poll tax. But now the people they drink and smoke as people do in other countries. Here also they are smoking and drinking. There are also few of them that the prince would have been put to it to the feed his courtiers and officials and to keep himself if he had not found a new and special source of revenue. Revenue means a tax, right? Here, prince would have been heard about that some getting a more tax from the people. Here, everybody is adapted. Thus, they adapted to the smoke and drink. But after they are enduring by the smoking and drinking, just they avoiding that, then that prince calls to the his courtiers. Courtiers means ministers, right? Courtiers means minister. His minister he called and said them to found special revenue source to give tax on people, to collect more tax on the people. This special revenues comes, that's the courtiers found, comes by the gaming house. Gaming house means which having a roulette, right? Cards playing. So everything which having, that's the gaming house. So the people will play roulette. People play and whether they win or lose the game, they must be pay what tax to the whom? To the keeper. To the keeper always gets a percentage. The keeper always getting a percentage. They may be a win or they just lose the game or money. There must be a game percentage to the whom? To the keeper. Right? On the turnover and out of his profits. His profits means the keeper's profits. He must be pay a large sum of to the whom? The large amounts to the whom he have to pay? Prince. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಗೇಮಿಂಗ್ ಹೌಸು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಸ್ಪೇಟು ಓಸಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಥರ ಆಟಗಳನ್ನು ಇಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಗೇಮಿಂಗ್ ಹೌಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಆಟ ಆಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗೋರು ಏನನ್ನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಹೋಗಬೇಕಾದಾಗ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಂಟ್ರೆನ್ಸಿಗೆ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಪೇ ಮಾಡಿ ಹೋಗಬೇಕು. ಗೆಲ್ಲಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ಸೋಲಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರು ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ನ ಪೇ ಮಾಡಿ ಆಟ ಆಡಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಆ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಆ ಕೀಪರ್ ಏನಿರ್ತಾನಲ್ಲ, ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋನು, ಅದರೊಳಗಿಂದ ಅತಿ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಮೀನ್ಸ್ 1/3%. ಸೊ 3ರಷ್ಟು ಭಾಗ, 4ರಲ್ಲಿ 3ರಷ್ಟು ಭಾಗ ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಕೊಡಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ? ಅವನು ರಾಜನಿಗೆ, ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಗೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದ. ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಈ ಪೇಯಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಟು the 3% out of 3% of the total sum of amount which he collected, he pays to the prince, and remaining 1% he collected himself. He keeping himself that. ತನ್ನಷ್ಟಕ್ಕೆ ತಾನು ಇನ್ನು 1% ಅಷ್ಟು ಯಾರು ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ತಿದ್ರು? ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೀಪರ್, ರೈಟ್. The reason he pays so much is that it is the only such a gambling establishment left in Europe. So why he is going to be paying that much of amount? Here keeper, why is going to be paying that much of amount? Because it is the only one, the gambling house in the Europe. Europe ನಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದೇ ಒಂದು ಗ್ಯಾಮ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಹೌಸ್ ಉಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿತ್ತು, ಅದುವೇ ಮೊನಾಕೋದಲ್ಲಿರುವಂಥದ್ದು. That's the given permitted, that he has got permitted by the prince. Prince is going to be ruling that the Monaco, and he has given the permissions to the keepers to start to, that's gambling house can be played, right? That cannot be stopped. Some of the little German citizens used to keep a gaming houses of the same kind. They just settled down. They just closed those the gaming house in their countries. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಜರ್ಮನ್ನಲ್ಲಿರುವಂಥ ಕೆಲವರು ರಾಜರು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರು, ತಮ್ಮ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಗೇಮಿಂಗ್ ಹೌಸನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಮುಚ್ಚಿಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ರು. ಯಾಕೆ ಮುಚ್ಚಿದ್ರು ಅಂದರೆ ಅದರಿಂದ ಆಡಕ್ಕೆ ಬರುವವರು ತಮ್ಮ ಮನೆ ಮಠ ಆಸ್ತಿ ಪಾಸ್ತಿ ಎಲ್ಲವನ್ನು ಮಾರಾಟ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ರು. ಇಸ್ಪೇಟ್ ಆಡಿ, ಓಸಿ ಆಡಿ, ರೈಟ್, ಇದರೆಲ್ಲ ಮ್ಯಾಜಿಕ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಡಿ ಅಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲವನ್ನು ಮಾರಾಟ, ತಮ್ಮ ಆಸ್ತಿ ಪಾಸ್ತಿಯನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಕಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ರು. ಇದರಿಂದ ಸಾರ್ವಜನಿಕರಿಗೆ ತೊಂದರೆ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಜರ್ಮನ್ನಲ್ಲಿರುವಂಥ ಕೆಲವು ರಾಜರುಗಳು ಅವರು ಬಂದ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮೊನಾಕೋದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತ್ರ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿತ್ತು. But some years ago, they were forbidden to do so. The reason they were stopped. Why they stopped? They means here that refers to the German citizens. Why they stopped was because these gaming houses did not much harm. These gaming houses did much harms to the whom? To the people who is going to be playing that. A man would come and try his luck. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುವಂಥ ಜನರು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರು, ತಮ್ಮ ಲಕ್ಕನ್ನು ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರು. Then he would risk all he had earned, lose it. So what he done here? He just tried his luck. ತನ್ನ ಲಕ್ಕನ್ನು ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾನೆ. So nowadays, at present, people were betting on the IPL games. So in the same way, they are going to losing their properties. Then they are committing with the suicide. So it is too harm for them. That's what here the German citizens were stopped to the gaming house, right? Then he would even risk money that did not belong to him. I lose that too. Then it despair. He would draw or shoot himself. He just draws to shoot himself. He just committed to the suicide himself. When he loses to his property, when he loses to his money, just for the trying to his luck. So the Germans forbade their rules to make money in this way. So it is to harm for the peoples to make money in this way. That's why the Germans, they stopped it to the what? Gaming house. But there was no one to stop the prince. ಆದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮೊನಾಕೋ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸನ್ನು ಯಾರು ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ. He started to his gaming house in his kingdom, and he remained with a monopoly of the business. Monopoly means ರಾಜಪ್ರಭುತ್ವ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ರಾಜಪ್ರಭುತ್ವವನ್ನು ತನ್ನ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ತೋರಿಸ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತಾನೆ. ಯಾರು? ಇಲ್ಲಿರುವಂಥ ಮೊನಾಕೋ ಕಿಂಗ್ಡಮ್ ರಾಜ, ಮೊನಾಕೋನ ರಾಜ. ತಾನು ಯಾವುದೇ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೂ ತನ್ನ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ನ ಆ ಗೇಮಿಂಗ್ ಹೌಸನ್ನು ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಈಸ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಟು ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ದ ಗೇಮಿಂಗ್ ಹೌಸ್. he is unable to that stop that. He don't want to stop that because he is getting a more profit by that. By the word gaming house, he is getting a more profit. So now everyone who want to gamble goes to Monaco. Thus everybody travels to the Monaco for the playing the gaming house. Just they trying to their luck, whether they win or lose. The prince gain by it. The prince always gain the profit. They are getting profit. The prince is always getting a profit. Prince and also keeper. You can't earn stone palace by a honest labor. So it's mean ಪ್ರಾಮಾಣಿಕತೆಯಿಂದ ಒಂದು ಅರಮನೆಯ ಒಂದು ಅಡಿಗಲ್ಲನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಸಂಪಾದನೆ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ಹಾಗೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಾಮಾಣಿಕತೆಯನ್ನು ತೊರೆದು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರು ಮೊನಾಕೋ ಕಿಂಗ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾನೆ, ಅಡ್ಡದಾರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ತಾನು ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಸ್ನ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿ 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 ಹಣವನ್ನು ಸಂಪಾದನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ರೈಟ್, ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ದ ಬಿಫೋರ್ ಕ್ರಿಮಿನಲ್ ಎಂಟರ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಟಾಪಿಕ್. ಈ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ರಿಮಿನಲ್ ಬರೋಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆಯ ಸಂಗತಿ ಇದು. ಕ್ರಿಮಿನಲ್ ಬಂದ ನಂತರ ಇನ್ನೂ ಒಂದು ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಒನ್. So you can't earn a stone palace by honest labor. As the proverb says, it is what the proverbs, we can't earn a stone palace by the honesty, right? And the kinglet of Monaco knows it is a dirty business. Here the Monaco kingdom's king, that he knows that this is what the gaming house is, a dirty business. But he is going to become continuously provoking that to don't stop that. He don't want to stop that. Why he don't want to stop? Because he owning the more money, more taxes, more profit by the gaming house. But what is he to do? So except that the gaming house, he is unable to earn the more profit. He has to live and to draw a revenue. Revenue means tax. To draw a revenue from drinking and from tobacco. He's just drawing still, that's revenue from the tobacco and drinking is also not nice thing. It is also injurious to the health of common peoples. But he is also gaining that the taxes. So he lives and reasons. He lives and regains and rakes in the money and hold his court with all the ceremony of a real king. He just want to be hold his kingdom as a real king. That's what he's continuously going to continuing that gaming house in his kingdom. He has his coronation, his leaves. He revolves a sentence and pardons, and he also has his reviews, council, laws, and courts of justice, just like other kings, only all on a smaller scale. This is what that his kingdom's law. He have this everything in his kingdom. ಒಂದು ರಾಜ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನನ್ನು ಒಳಗೊಂಡಿರಬೇಕು, ಒಬ್ಬ ರಾಜ ಏನನ್ನು ಹೊಂದಿರಬೇಕು ತನ್ನ ರಾಜ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ಕಾನೂನು, ತನ್ನ ರಾಜ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಸೈನಿಕ ಪಡೆ ಎಲ್ಲವನ್ನು ಹೊಂದಿದ. ಆದರೆ ಒಂದು ಸಣ್ಣ ಸ್ಕೇಲಲ್ಲಿ, ಅಂದರೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಪ್ರಮಾಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಜನರು ಬೆಳವಣಿಗೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದರು. ರೈಟ್, now it happened a few years ago that a murder was committed. In this story here, that's a toy kingdom. In the toy kingdom of toy domains of princes, there is a murder happen. So before that, it's the first time in his kingdom. Before it's never happened like that. ಈ ಥರ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟೋರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಮರ್ಡರ್ ಆಗಿಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ತನ್ನ ಕಿಂಗ್ಡಮ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಮರ್ಡರ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಆ ಮರ್ಡರ್ ಅಂದರೆ, ಆ ರೌಲೆಟ್ ಏನು ಗೇಮಿಂಗ್ ಹೌಸ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಒಂದು ಮರ್ಡರ್ ಆಗಿಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಆ ಮರ್ಡರ್ ಆದಾಗ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ರಿಮಿನಲ್ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಒಬ್ಬರನ್ನ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಔಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಮರ್ಡರ್ ಮಾಡಿದವನ್ನ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ now begins about the criminal. This is what that we have studied now up to that, before criminal, right? Then the story begins after criminal. Today we are going to stop here. tomorrow in the next class. Next class, we are going to be continuing the story 2 deer, right? The now story will be a very interesting, the remaining part of this toy kingdoms story, right? Thank you for the today's session. Please share and subscribe my channel. Share these videos to your friends which can be useful them. Today will end here only. Thank you for today's session. Jai Hind.